you
Now
know.
you want
You
that?
only get once.
Give it a hug.
Nope.
Who's got 18?
No, hers was 19, hers was 20, wasn't it?
No, I had 19.
19. 18.
Who was 20? You was 20.
That's me.
18.
It's mine. I was getting the thing. I like the little ones.
Yeah, they could be diamond rings in the little one.
Hey, I know what that is.
Uh-oh.
They marked those Billy Basses down to
What's
$6
that, Cook?
now.
Is that a crappie or a bass? That's a bass. I don't drink coffee.
Oh, yeah?
You drink tea in it.
Snickers.
It's gone.
Where's the stick? Oh! Hand it over. He's cheating. Hand it over. You listen to Chuck.
Get James's face out.
All right, James, I'm number 4. I'll get it back from you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
For a price.
I'll get it from him, and then you're
You gotta
gonna
give me
split
something.
it.
You gotta give me something back.
Over here. Get.
Too bad.
I went on a minute to get it.
Ooh. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's see. All you
Hot
got is the
chocolate.
mug. And
That's what
the
What?
That's some of the good stuff.
Your daddy gave you mug away, so you didn't.
Oh,
Boy, that Snickers. Oh, man. Listen, just put the Snickers in the middle of the room.
Y'all are in the same
Just
house.
remember, I know where you live.
Those are my
Yeah,
Snickers.
you go to sleep at night too.
What was yours, Matt? 16?
I'll get
Oh.
them back.
See, he's looking
Snickers are gone, man.
I know what that is. I'm gonna pick.
Oh, he can pull out some underneath.
Ooh, he got a big one.
Got a problem with it? You probably did the exact same thing.
Now I look like a pair of shoes in that.
But Jonathan. Hey, I like the bottle.
Like a little tiny milk bottle. This looks
Oh.
about good.
Looks like a set of something.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Let me take a look at that.
Soup. Now you can take any of these, Bobby, if you want to.
It don't matter, it's food.
Oh.
I like that thinking.
I'm gonna dig.
Frosty.
He likes the bag.
Yep. Ladies with
Have the one that's like the Jungle Book movie, okay?
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. His and hers.
What is it?
And there's
What are they?
they're like omelet makers. Or something.
Hey, it's
Microwave
that's what
omelet
that
maker.
big one look like. Is that what that is? The one we seen on the TV, like they've been showing on the TV, the omelet?
I don't know, that's what it looked like. There's little things you put in things. You put eggs on both sides, you put your little stuff inside, you stick it in the
Somebody
microwave.
should have left it. Huh?
Should have left it wrapped up.
Where is it, Matt?
Don't let anybody know what's inside them.
I got a cat down at the shop that does the same thing when the phone rings.
What is
This
it?
a map?
Like,
Who's it?
it's a dirty
We're
diaper.
busy right now. We having a party. No.
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
I guess it's not.
It looks like a
I don't know.
pie.
What is that?
I can't give away half the
Okay,
gift.
come on now, everybody here brought something, so what is it? It looks like one of those tart makers.
Yeah.
Like our pizza.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Christine? You got it?
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Or pizza or something.
The omelets. Hey,
Yeah.
No,
What number we doing?
who's next?
Go, babe.
Who's
14.
Go for a midnight snack.
Midnight. Midnight snack. That one?
Well, it's better than saying about the Burger King at 11:30.
No wonder he cuts himself. He don't get no sleep.
I say I'm
That's why I'm glad I got number one.
Got your pick.
You got Snickers, you got something.
Who's next?
Apples.
The angel.
Well, no, but Sunday.
I'll smell good Sunday morning.
It's about time.
Somebody been to Victoria's Secrets.
The country's
Oh,
gone.
Bath and Body.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, it's a little picture book.
Oh,
Thank you.
What number are we on?
13.
Yeah. 11?
12.
12?
There she goes.
Get your own, yeah. Get your own present.
one picture frame.
You just getting raw in
I
the
wouldn't,
deal, ain't
I wouldn't hang on it too tight. Don't look like you've been hanging on to nothing.
That's it.
At Judy and Larry's, nobody would give up anything. I thought I took something from somebody. Larry said, you know that was wrong. I said, no,
No,
that's
you
what
take
it's
it.
to be about.
What's that?
Looking at you.
Let me see.
Oh,
Let me see.
That's some popular stuff right there.
Give it a paper too, huh?
what's that?
Snack.
Oh, midnight snack.
Yeah.
Midnight snack.
That's what you got.
No, I haven't gone yet.
We got more around.
What I'll do.
And it take Lori 5 minutes to pick that out.
5 minutes to pick up stuff. Where about
Is
it being
there
smart?
cheese?
Uh-oh.
Bring it on home, baby. She was 11.
You 10? You give them back.
Oh, I know you can open it.
Somebody really put that back for it.
Yeah, miss me.
Make you earn that one.
Uh-oh, you might not trade this. It's got food in it. Oh, it's mud.
Okay, hold it
Let me see. Let me see.
That's
Lori.
what I call hot.
Lori.
Trade it for the hot chocolate.
Sorry.
She's gonna trade you papers for that.
Let's see. Oh, they are beautiful.
I know, we can't see it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Run for the door, baby.
Lock the door, man.
Get the truck running, baby.
Hey, that was mine.
You already had to pick that, Jim. You already had to pick that.
Five.
You already had to pick
It
that.
might not work. There might be some other lotions or something.
You can't trade that.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh!
He's looking at his left back there. Well, Larry, better go.
I can see right now it's getting very hard for me to chew.
You don't want nobody else? Oh. 9. Uh-oh.
It goes way up under the tree.
Yeah, them under that kilt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything under the tree.
Bigger the better.
They didn't put any of their Christmas presents out.
Not yet.
Yeah, go get y'all. But I'll pick
Come
them
in to
in
be
too.
some good stuff in there. Make sure you point that thing right now. Uh-oh, the Oreo thing. Oreos. There's my midnight snack. Oh, can I trade with her? We have passed her twice.
It's got Oreos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, buddy.
You want to trade,
She ain't
Jenny?
looking for anybody to trade with.
What number was she? 9?
9,
Okay.
8.
Just one now.
Get us some Oreos.
No, I don't like Oreos, but you
Hey, I got a picture frame, man.
them Snickers are looking good.
Yeah, they are.
Nah, I keep this.
You sure?
You like
Sure.
pretty things like that. Yeah.
That's a pretty box over there, Robin. Pretty box over there, Snickers.
Yeah, but Matt wouldn't talk to me for a month if I did that to him.
That's all right. We've talked.
Well, I ain't gonna talk to him for a month.
Well, you live with him. You got reasons.
You got issues.
Who's next?
6.
That's me.
Ah, baby, you better get good now. That way we go home with 2 good ones.
Is these two together?
No, separate.
Separate.
Put the little one back.
She want 2. You see that? She is
Together?
Ooh, wait a minute.
Cinnamon mix. Coffee.
Huh?
There's some coffee drinking people around here, I tell you.
Cocoa mix.
I will send them for
All right,
having church in
Beth.
the morning.
Uh-oh.
They got the whole breakfast.
Oh, she
You have your chance. You have your
You're number
chance.
1, so you can get back.
Go home with 2.
Oh.
Let's go. My bedroom upstairs is Angel's.
When I get home, I'll have to train you, girl.
She tried for 2 though.
Upstairs Angel's.
Who's got 5? Oh.
Cassie gave me
Trade us. Trade us.
Everybody wants to get the pop.
Coffee cups and coffee for a stuffed dog.
It's not coffee. It's
Cocoa mix.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate.
And you traded that?
biscuit cookie.
Well, we got here face.
I ain't buying you no cocoa. What do you get?
That's a good card game to play. That's a fun card game to play.
Oh, we're down to 4.
Don't knock it.
Who's number 4? Oh, Chuck gets up proud.
I'm gonna go ahead and make the sacrifice for everybody.
Right.
Years of practice. Yes. Next.
That's it over here.
3 flavor, cheese, caramel, and butter. That says John, DJ, and Chucky on it. I'm taking it home, I'm wrapping it back up, it's going back up.
1 can fall, right?
That's it. Put John, DJ, Chucky, and Chris's name on it.
3.
Alright.
I'm glad you got that little bag. I was scared that was gonna be left for me last.
Small good things come in small packages.
Well, you know you're going to have the popcorn bucket.
That's pretty.
Got a picture frame.
Yes, we know you got that picture frame.
You keep it? Oh.
2.
2.
Uh-oh, Christine.
Yeah, they're
Got paper
Now y'all know Brother Larry ain't keeping his.
Ooh, candle. Vanilla.
Let's see.
Take that
Vanilla
out.
scented candle.
Oh.
Chuck, your house will be smelling good.
I always do.
All right, Christine, what you want? You keep it?
Most people
They'll talk to you
satisfied
next
their-
week.
You even want candles, don't you?
Yay to them!
Uh-oh. Oh.
What you got?
Oh.
Millions.
Yeah.
Puzzle.
A what?
A jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, my word.
And popcorn.
And popcorn.
You did get 2 gifts. See?
You got you.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not fair.
Miss Look can put the puzzle together. You can eat the
It's a
popcorn.
500-piece puzzle.
Of the 3 little old
That's
ladies.
good.
Oh, it goes on the
There's a
can.
lotion. There's a lotion. There's a lotion for sale.
Larry, he wants to give away the
Popcorn.
motion.
Oh,
All right, Larry, what you taking?
what you want? What you want?
She's already got what she wants.
It ain't up to your wife. That is. Don't be looking over here.
Hey, you want some coffee?
Good looking cornflakes there.
Brother Larry, you don't have time for the puzzle, so here, take this one.
Coco.
She knows it's coming.
It's
But she
hard
didn't want it.
choice
She
when
already
that
gave it away.
and that. Or that one.
What you want?
Cornflakes?
I'll take that one. Thank you, ma'am.
And leave her with
Now she got to put the puzzle together.
Yeah.
I like this one better. I knew somebody would get the big one and trade it.
Yes. You get the
They
puzzle.
can
What's
trade
the
back.
puzzle look like? The angel?
Yeah,
It's got to be
trade
the
you back
angel.
now.
Then you can frame it,
Them three.
Yeah, it's the same as what's on the outside.
man. You can frame it. You can, once you
Yeah,
put
get
it
that
together.
tacky, that puzzle tacky stuff.
Yeah, you can frame it.
Thanks, Brother Larry. I got the best.
As long as you like it, that's all that counts.
You got an angel in return for me taking your angel.
Here you go, Bill.
Start taking out pictures.
Yeah, you worked hard to get the other one up.
Love this.
Man has got his hand on the Snickers. You are not getting one.
Watch
I
that.
can't
I
believe
can
it
tell.
still. It was
Why?
crazy them puppy number.
She's glued to me.
She done got attached.
She's a t-
Candy
Very close.
Hey.
You really hurt the feelings.
No.
She can't either. Right, I think Carlos, if you had left the car to go walk.
Well, glad everybody come, but some of it, we just encourage you to come to Sunday school class. We have a good time just like we do here, don't we, Chuck?
Yep.
That was my whole point of the class. Everybody gets involved. And I think that's what Sunday school is about. If I just stand up there or any teacher stands there and just speaks and the class is not participating, how much you getting out of it? Not much. And that's the whole point of Sunday school. It's the time you get to ask questions, discuss what you're studying, and even discuss things that's not even in the lesson. You know, we get in them areas every now and then. But the point of it, you have a lesson to go by to help you every Sunday. Study all week. Sunday morning you get in there and you're all excited because you studied and you're ready to learn something. And God reveals something even more greater than you already studied. You can bring your camera too, James. But I think Brother Larry's going to say something too. Didn't we say something about them?
Yeah, I was just going, and since you're talking about,
Yeah.
you're talking about Sunday school, I was sitting there, me and Bonnie yesterday.
Get the glasses.
This has been a while ago. Maybe y'all maybe. But y'all remember when we come up with the thing about the ministry opportunities at Dean Forest Baptist Church? Okay, that's kind of laid low for a while since we began to get into all the other stuff. Now Bill's sitting here and he's talking about everybody being involved in the Sunday school and doing things. Well, I want to get the Sunday school as a whole involved. When we look at the ministry opportunities at Dean Forest Baptist Church, we had a vision for 5 years, okay? When we talk about vision in anything, whether it be a vision at the church or a vision at home, at one time I had a vision of retiring from Fort Stewart and fishing for a living for the rest of my life, you know? And I was working on that vision. I was working on really getting into that thing and it producing the whole time. My fishing was growing and things was happening. But see, when you have a vision, you can't just have a vision and not do something about the vision. I had a vision for where I was going to go, so I was working toward that vision. Same way when God gives a church a vision, God wants the whole church to be involved in the vision, okay? Well, when we looked at our vision and we looked at all the opportunities or the things that it was going to take to grow the church to where our 5-year vision would be, 800 people strong in Sunday morning worship service, okay? Worship service, I'm a strong person in Sunday school. I'm one that believes worship service grows from Sunday school, okay? So when we talk about the ministry opportunities at Dean Forest Baptist Church, I want you to go home tonight, this Sunday school class, think about it. The statistics, they say, a majority of the times, the age of the pastor tells the age of the church. In other words, you got a middle-aged pastor, 2/3 of the church would be middle-aged people, okay? It looks that way at Dean Forest. Now, I walked into that because when I came in there, majority of the church was middle-aged people, okay? Now, some of you may think 30's middle-aged or 40's middle-aged. I think 60's middle-aged. So I got a ways to go yet to be the middle-aged. Okay?
Boy, that could be cool.
Just stretching it out there.
You open the door wide there, brother.
All right, listen.
On the door.
Listen, when you think about this and ask yourself, we're talking vision. We got to work towards that vision or the vision will be no good. What's Proverbs say? Without a vision, the people perish. That's true. Without a vision, we perish. Now, you can have a vision, but if you don't go towards the vision like I did with my fishing, I would have perished. If we don't go towards the vision that we have, we will perish. Well, some people say, well, the pastor coming up it. No, the pastor didn't tell them, Bill. Most of the church came with that vision. When we thought about this, Bill, everywhere we went, what we were beginning to talk about. People, even at Jacksonville, the pastors' conference, were preaching about what we had on paper already.
Already had it on paper.
And so that tells me that the vision that we have at church is from God to the church. Okay? Now, when we talk about ministry opportunities, get to where I want you to think. The ministry opportunities we come up with on paper is the needs of our community. Well, naturally, we got to start in the community. That's going to be the need. So the things that we listed was spiritual help, help for families from birth to young adults, depression, morale, substance abuse, literacy, leadership development, sickness and death. These are ministries. But when people that's young in Christ, young in the church, when they hear that, they say, oh, well, I don't fit under none of that. The way we have it listed scares people from wanting to do anything. First, literacy. What that is that's somebody that can't read good or spell good like me. So somebody in the church may be able to help me learn how to read or spell better. But when people look at it, they look at it wrong. So, well, I can't do nothing there. Forget that, you know. So what I want us to do as this class, I want us to go home and pray about it and think about it. I'm going to give you some easy illustrations as ministries at Dean Forest Baptist Church. You can take these ministries and add to them. Let me give you an example. Substance abuse. That means somebody that has a drug and alcohol problem. Okay? That means we want to have a ministry at the church that can help them. All right? First thing, what we're going to do to get them there. Because somebody with that kind of a problem, 99% of the time, they're not going to come to the church anyway. Okay? But if there's ministries going on at the church like a softball league or a basketball league or give me some other things, that's what I want you to do. Something that you can relate with. You might not be able to relate with what I got on here. Depression, morale, substance abuse, literacy. You might not be able to relate in something. Oh, you know what it is. But what kind of a ministry is that to you? You don't have it just like me. How would I start? You know, in my early stages of church. I wouldn't know how to begin. But I tell you what, I could have sure went fishing and carried somebody with me. Or I could have started a softball game at the church. Or I could have a class on how to change oil in your car. Or the ladies could have a class on how to sew. Or how to clean your kitchen. I mean, these are ministries. Think about the people in our community. We've got neighbors. We've got families that probably knows nothing about it, but that's a ministry. Now, I would rather search for something, but I'd rather go with the softball game than I had chained door or sew. But these are just illustrations.
Sewing can be fun.
That's
You can
right.
make a job out of
It can be. But see, these are, when you think about it, y'all, this is a ministry that may get your neighbor in church. These are ministries that we can use in the church that can help bring people in the community to the church. When you stop and think about it, I left the office the other day. I had to leave quickly. And I told Bonnie, I said, Bonnie, I'm gone. I got to go. And when I left and went out there, I seen an envelope on my windshield wiper on the truck. So I grabbed it real quick and jumped in there and was beginning to try to read it. And I seen that it was signed Mr. and Mrs. X and in a very shaky handwriting like it could have been an elderly couple. They didn't sign it, but the letter was for Miss Bruner that lives in a trailer park. They knew her, and they knew that they were in bad shape. They were without groceries, and they just barely was paying their bills. And they knew that she was a member of the church, and she wanted to know, or they wanted to know, whoever the anonymous person was, wanted to know if we could help them in that area. Okay? That's a ministry. But see, we had to get a letter to know they was in that shape. That's our fault and my fault for not knowing she was in that shape, because she is a member of the church. It's sad that I had to find it out that way. But see, when we look at our community, that's a community in need. And we need to figure out ways that we can minister to the community. And we begin to minister to the community, then we get them in the church. We, or y'all, has been in this community longer than I have. You know what kind of people's here. You know the wealthy people, you know the poor people, you know all the in-between people, you know the elderly people, you know the crippled people. But we know got to know the ones that's not in church. Now, what kind of ministry can we have at the church that'll draw those to the church? A softball game, if we got a league, guess what? It would draw people like to Beth and Chris and people that love to play sports. That kind of a ministry would draw them there. What other ministries can we have at the church that would get all of us involved? That's my key. My number one key is to get the people to the church that need to be in church. But my second biggest key is for all of us to be involved in something. Okay? We've already started seeing the ones that's gotten involved has been a blessing to the whole church. There's two sitting right there. Chip and Tiffany. Beth's another one. Michelle's another one. The ones that are beginning to get Chuck and look at David. Chuck and Christine with the Awana program, when they begin to get involved in a ministry in the church, look at the blessings. Look what happened. Most of all for them, but most especially for somebody else. Somebody else is reaping benefits from that. That's what I want to do. Get everybody involved in church to where you're blessed. And somebody else will be blessed by your blessings. That's ministry. So you go home and you think of what we can do at the church, that we can minister to somebody else out of the church, plus involve people in the church in the ministry, so that everybody can be involved some way, shape, or form. Okay? I'm done.
That was only 8 minutes.
That was what?
8 minutes.
I didn't
And you
hear
said
that.
in a 20-minute sermon should be nothing.
See, he wasn't looking at the clock. That's what it was.
Down with the back of the church.
Huh?
Have to take the clock down.
No, I think we need to all get closer to him. You know, he knew that we
Oh, the
started
heat
going
was
too
on
long. Yeah.
But just like Brother Larry said, you know, when you get involved with the class, you want to do more outside the class. And I know when, I remember the first time Chip ever come to this house, I mean, we had a little party and all. I mean, it just, and just like Larry said, well, them two has grown so awesomely because they're willing, but they're being blessed. I patted him on the back last night, Chip, and he got on to him Wednesday night to Awana, and man, they was just whining. And he said, I had but he told him in a kind way, hey, we're not your babysitters. You know, you're a teenager. You're old enough to go to the bathroom by yourself. Nobody's going to tell you. And that's maturity. And we all can grow. I mean, we don't never stop growing. If Larry's in the pulpit at 100, he's still growing. Because we're still learning God's Word. And that's, you know, most people say, especially, you know, once middle age, as Larry was talking about, on up, you know, Sunday school is not important. I don't know why. Because the more you learn, the more you can share. And when you share, you learn from them. It's just so awesome to me when you get into Sunday school lesson, you read it, and then Sunday morning you all come together as a group. And I used to be there too. Probably 10, 12, 13 years ago, I wouldn't have said anything either in class. I learned, but I was not outspoken. I reckon I didn't have someone to make me be outspoken at that time. And I don't want to make nobody do nothing. But when you do it, you just feel so good about yourself. Do what? Yeah.
I was gonna say, one thing, you create an environment where you want to be outspoken. You do personally, I mean.
I just want, I know where I was And I didn't want nobody calling on me.
Make sure you get her.
I don't want nobody calling on me to answer a question that I may not could answer. And you know what? 99% of the time I could have answered the question, but I didn't want nobody calling on me. I don't know what it is. I just didn't want nobody calling on me. And nobody's gonna call on me, guaranteed. Nowhere at Dean Forest Baptist Church anybody go ever call on you to answer a question unless you want to. And I told them this is gonna be the biggest party. Not because of the ages. I just think, if we as a group of people, what Larry's talking about, if we can do ministries in the church, all of us has got friends. They got children, or got whoever in their family can be drawn to the church, and we pull together. The youth is pulling together, and the seniors, we get them pulled together. I tell you what, you better hurry into church because there ain't gonna be nowhere to sit. There ain't gonna be a pew. It'll be 2 services. So you have to decide then if you want to go at 8 o'clock or 11, or do you want to go to both? See, that's what happens when people pull together and be unified, just like the body of Christ. When everybody's working on the same thing. And just like Larry said, it was so awesome. We went down to Jacksonville. Me and him looked at each other at the same time. These people are talking what we trying to do. They trying to tell all the people that's going this thing, thousands of people now. That place holds almost 10,000 people, pastors and pastors' wives and lay people and Sunday school directors and whatever. They trying to tell them what we doing. That's awesome. God has just opened the door there. 1 year ago, if I'm not mistaken, we was running about 51, 52 in Sunday school. Last Sunday morning we had 91. That's almost 50%. Well, almost 100% up. What's that? 40? 39 or 40 people in 1 year's time?
It's like the guy from the Gideon said Sunday morning in his prayer that they had been truly a miracle on the forest.
Oh, yes. I remember years ago, we was just in the little building over there, 65, 70. That was a good Sunday. Then I remember when we dedicated the new building over there, and when Brother Ken was there, I think one time we had 125 one time, I think for Sunday school. And that was it. But see, that one time, that's why I tell people at work, we have things, if you break records, anybody work, you can break the record and you'll reward the people.
That's what Brother Ken did.
To me, that's not good to me. Because I can be over here and steady, and I'm doing more work than you. So if I steady grow, 2, 3, 4, when I get to that 125, guess what? Next week I'm 126, 127, 128. It's not that one time and it's over. That's the key. We don't want to run to the goal and just leave it alone and just drop back. We want to be steady, steadfast. Keep going for the goal. And every Sunday it'll get better and better. This year is so awesome. Christmas Eve's on Sunday. Sunday morning Sunday school. And it's going to be, I've been praying hard. I know a lot of people probably have to. That should be one of the biggest attended days of the year. That's what it's about. Why not be in church? If it wasn't Christ's birth, there wouldn't be no Christmas. Wouldn't even have no present to go have and share with each other. We'd be lost. We'd be just like the Israelites. We'd go around trying to find us a lamb or goat or something, trying to kill it to slaughter. We don't have to do that now. That's what's so awesome. All we got to do is just ask Jesus in our heart. And it's over with. Just live, live for Him. And we was discussing earlier before y'all got here, and we was kidding, if I die, I know where I'm going. You ain't got to worry about it. I told her, I said, y'all throw a party. Don't matter. Don't do nothing. Don't matter. I'm gone. I'll be waiting on you. But see, how many people can say that? See, that's the key. That's what the season's about. If there was no birth, there'll be no resurrection. So we got to celebrate the birth. And it's Sunday morning. How more awesome could it be? That's going to be awesome Sunday morning. We should have 125 Sunday school that morning. Should. Anybody else got something to say? Okay.
I'd just like to invite all of the ladies that are here tonight to come and be part of our WMU, because it's not the boring WMU that a lot of people remembers or knows if you know anything about it. We do have a mission story that we go over every time we meet, but we're actually doing mission stuff, and it's something to get excited about. And working with the young girls, the teenage girls at church, and we need everybody to help. We do, because we're getting more and more and more of them. And to sit and talk to them and help them be able to overcome some of their adolescence, things that's going on in their body and all, they need guidance. And not just girls, but the boys do too. So I'd like to invite you, if you're late, that don't matter. Just come and be part of us. Or if you can't come, you can still be part of us, because we have the WMU books for each month.
Y'all just get there early and the door's shut.
So always come to the side door.
Side door.
Side door. But we had a Saturday, last Saturday, a week ago, that we had with them, and it was awesome. They cooked their own lunch.
Lasagna.
And they fixed the salad and everything, and then we had them made up, and we did their hair, and they couldn't believe what they saw when they looked in the mirror after they got through. It really got next to them. So these are things that they need help with, because they're not getting it at home, sometimes.
I already spoke with Chip and Matt. A few of us go get together and start working on these guys. If they don't know any better, just like the girls, how are they going to do any better?
That's right.
They don't. They come with pants down to their knees and don't have a belt, and they trying to hold them up. They don't know no better. Serious, they don't. And it's us to help them with that. Hey, if you do that out there away from church, ain't much I can do about it. But when you come to church, you need to, hey, you're
Well,
good.
see, they doing out there what they learn out there.
Exactly. And just like we showed them a film last week, they're being taught from the other kids, and the other kids getting their information from the TV, so they just getting junk. That's all they get. So they're not getting good stuff. So it's going to be up to us to feed them the good stuff. Once these girls and guys start coming to church, they dress neatly, got the shirts tucked in, like a guy should, and your belt in place. Then when he leaves church and he goes home, he won't know no different. He'll still have his belt on and tucked in. He won't think anything about it. It'll just be a habit, routine. So it's going to just be up to the guys and the girls, us to help them. We've got the WMU working. And I brought this up when our deacons meet. And I'm going to bring it up again. I would like the brotherhood to start again.
Amen.
How many of y'all know that? Know what that is?
Like promise keepers?
No.
No.
No, it's just like the WMU, mission stuff. We meet.
Just the men of the church getting together with the children, teenagers of the church, and teaching and training them how to become young men, Christian, godly men, by doing different things, camping trips, games,
As long as there's no canoe rides. No canoe rides.
But that's what it is.
My son John dumped me and a friend of mine and two of my kids in the river
But that,
off canoe.
We were out camping one time.
but that's what brotherhood is. You come together and meet. You discuss, Bible. Something about the Bible, just like the ladies do. A story.
Open it.
And
Oh, mind you,
but your goal is to work with the young guys
Don't open that.
of the church.
You're giving it away.
Don't open it.
Don't open it.
So how many would be interested in that?
Listen, he's talking.
I would.
I would. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, Robbie, raise your hand.
See, there's 6, 7. So there'll be 7 or 8 of us, or 9, 10. I know there's other guys even mentioned to me.
Oh yeah, there's some more in the church in here
And I tell you what, my brother, I don't know who he got with. I think he got with y'all on a camping trip. My brother had planned a camping trip with.
They were so excited, those boys.
I mean, they were fired up.
They were.
Yeah, and a lot of the boys in the Sunday school, not all of them, but a lot of them hang around our house. You know, we see them coming back and forth, and we've been in that trailer park this
November was 6 years.
6 years. And I can tell you from experience, it's a tremendous change.
Oh, yeah.
God's working in that place, in this community.
Just like little
too.
Robert, he always stops at the house and
Yeah.
he checks in. He'll tell me, I just come out to check in. Are you going to church? Are you going to do this? Or can you give me a ride? So,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the kids they come around because they get a feeling that, you know, there's somebody that cares. We have 2 girls and Junior that live next door to us, and every day they're over there at the house. They're playing with Christy. They're playing with John, instead of being out there on the street with the ruffians. You know, it's all it is. We just opened our door and, you know, and gave them an opportunity to come and be somewhere where they didn't have to worry about troubles. They could just be with other friends and have some good fun.
Yeah, we could get all the guys together. We just send them to James's house.
House is not big enough.
You
He's
done?
gotta get a big house.
You know, I want to remind everybody, our class, and for those that haven't been in there, that we are trying to plan a cookout/softball game for after the first of the year. Something that me and Christine and Greg and Marcia, we took our kids out there to Pooler, and we had a blast. It was a real blessing.
It was fun.
We didn't go there on the intent of, you know, who's going to win, whatever. We just took our kids to have some fun. And me, as being a father and kind of short on patience and a little quick on the temper, to spend 2-3 hours with my kids watching, especially my little girl, you know, try to hit that softball, and when she did hit it, it was just truly a blessing. And you know, something like that would be good for the class, and then, you know, as we mentioned tonight, you know, a softball league for the church. You know, if we, you know, there's kids as well as adults that would get involved in that, but, you know, it's going to take people that would want to do that, you know, to get something started. So.
I ran into Miss Frida's son-in-law yesterday at the mall, and we were talking, and I told him how many we had at Sunday school last Sunday, and he just couldn't believe it. He was amazed. And it was Raymond,
Yeah.
Vicky's husband, and he said, wow.
Yes. Good.
That's a blessing, you know, because they're praying for us too.
Yep. And as we as a class already discussed too, sometime right after the first, we're gonna start with once a month meeting at somebody's house for Bible study. We'll start it like that, and whatever God leads, we'll go from there. But we'll go one time a month and see what happens. And you might have a friend or family member or somebody that, you know, won't come to church, but they may come to the Bible study for just a few minutes. You know, we don't have to eat like this. We just have something to drink and
Come to your house, we can eat that.
so, think about it.
Chicken in the county.
That's it.
I know you gotta have chicken on there, so. Where you go?
All you couples that's in Bill's class has got to make it a point to start coming more regular, because it won't be too far down the road. We're going to start taking the singles out of there and starting a singles class. So when we take the singles out to start a singles class, I don't want it to look like we put a dent in there. Okay?
We'll be all right.
So remember that and pray
Can
for
we
that.
stay as a couple? Even though we ain't a couple?
We'll just
No.
go with us.
But I was serious about the other. If you would, written suggestions, if you
Yeah.
would. I'm looking for ways that we can be involved together in a ministry in the church. So what do you think would be a good ministry in the church that you could be involved in, that we could get people outside the church involved in? Whatever you think, write it down, give it to me. We'll take these lists of things and go over, get back with you and say, okay, like say for instance, Chuck comes up with an idea he thinks would be an awesome godly ministry in the church. the first question I'll ask him is he would he be willing to help head it up, since he brought it up? And if he can't, so be it, we'll find somebody else. But if so, he'd probably be one of the ones that would help. I'm just using him as an example now. This is for
Okay.
anybody.
I'm getting used to
But
it.
what it is getting you involved, and in turn, by getting you involved, it brings other people to the church. Okay, through what you did, through your ministry at Dean Forest Baptist Church.
I use Chuck a lot too, Larry.
That's fine.
I use Chuck a lot too.
He's used to it.
Yeah, I tell you, to be honest with y'all, me and my wife have been coming to Dean Forest for about 4 years, 3-4 years. And there's a lot of people here that have known us when we first came. It was, hi, how are you doing, and shake your hand, and then we went and sat in the classroom. That was the extent of it. You know, Bill and Sarah can tell you. You know, for me to get up and speak in front of just y'all people right now, you can hang it up. The old saying is, there ain't a team of mules on this face of earth could have drugged me up there to do it. You know, so, it's just something I just, you know, like Bill says, you know, you got to help grow the church. 50% of it has to be you have to grow first. You know, if you make the effort to grow just a little bit, God will grow the rest of it, to include the church and the ministries.
It's been right on you all along.
You can watch yourself speak.
There's no words, I'm lost. Scroll up, scroll
You
up.
got anything else? I think it's been fun. Don't forget Sunday night, youth, drama, and musical.
Yep.
Go be awesome.
I think one of the things that we could do once y'all get going with the boys, or not necessarily wait, but one of the things that's very important, we've got a lot of senior adults in our church, and some of them aren't in good health. Like Miss Wall fell this past week and hurt her arm and her leg. There's things that the youth could do. We could take them over and they could do, and I know the Walls have somebody come in and do their lawn, you know, and stuff like that, but there's people like Miss Roy, Miss Palmer, even Miss Bruner, you know, people like that can't get up in a chair and change a light bulb. They can't do things outside, you know, that we could take our youth and let them do a mission work, clean the yards, you know, and the girls in the house dust and sweep and mop and stuff like that, and then take them back to the church, have hot dogs or whatever. But it teaches them, because one day we're going to be there, and we want them to know how to do it.
Uh-oh. Hey, I think she's playing for the future.
Larry.
She wasn't.
You forgot I said 60 was middle age.
But
That's right around the corner.
Doing that is not just good for those kids.
The older you
It's
get, the
good
faster it
for
goes.
those senior adults, because it makes them feel like that the kids haven't forgot them, or that we hadn't forgot them, and
Yeah.
that they're important, you know, and that we see things. Because a lot of times, a lot of the senior adults don't have anybody. The children are grown and moved away. You know, they're just gone. So I really think it's important, you know, like Miss Alene that comes, she is faithful. She comes on Sunday mornings, you know. We don't know the needs, but if we get involved and ask, you know, what can we do, you know. I think that's one of the things we could do.
Was you over there tonight? Was you over there the night when Sam Cathy talked about the old lady at the church?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the night you went to the revival? I think it was the next night, because the girl was telling me, Jennifer, that you met over there. She said, this is a true story now, that this elderly lady in the church was with a cane. And Sam Cathy went there and preached, you know, and he was preaching about ministries in the church. And they just got on her heart, and she went to the altar that morning and prayed, you know, and the altar was full of people. He said he'd come back a year later to do it again, you know, preach again, another revival. If you don't know Sam Cathy, he's awesome. Anyway, and he come back, and this lady went by him. Choo! How you doing, Brother Sam? It was the same woman. And she thanked him because of that message. She got to going again. Cain went to the hill, and she was running like a teenager. because she prayed to God to give her something to do, or give her vision she could do something in there in the church. And she started working again, and she didn't need that cane. So we don't need a cane. We ain't there yet, but we got something to do. So we just got to figure out each and every one of us, what can we do? And go with it. You know, little things is big things. That's what's so good about it. I just wait.
You got something else to say, Chuck?
No.
He got bashful over there.
No. Just thank God for being God.
Mm-hmm.
I have a unique gift. Christmas Eve, I have now, when I accepted Christ, I have 2 gifts in my life. 9 years ago, my wife moved in with me on Christmas Eve. And then 6 years ago, 6 years later, Christ moved in with me Christmas Eve.
The second one made the first one better.
Yep. You could say the second one made me realize why the first one happened. Because at that time, it was a rough time in my life. Like you could put me in the category of the folks that's recovering. I met my wife. I was going through $150 to $300 worth of liquor, alcohol a weekend. Chuck was worried about Chuck, and as long as he had gas in his truck and his $25 a week rent for his travel trailer was paid, he didn't worry about nothing else.
It all over.
Maybe.
Well, anybody wants to be, they can come in the morning, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Men.
7
Help us
o'clock
out.
at my house, help load at this stable.
Is it on the trailer?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
It's still right where he
Like
put
4
it.
pieces.
Okay. We'll get there in the morning.
Well, fellas, I got a Mustang I got put together in the morning.
All
I
right.
can't be there.
A Mustang. Who?
Yeah.
George?
Nuh-uh.
Oh.
The one we put the top on.
Oh.
That's for sale. I wouldn't mind having it.
Lord, Christmas.
It's got a race motor and roll bars put in and everything.
I'm getting what I want to do.
She'll get me in I'll get in trouble with that one.
Need a force on there.
No, I can make that go fast. Give me a chance.
Chip knows about that.
Good night, Bill.
Huh?
Good night, Bill.
Good night. I thank y'all for coming. Go get better. Better and better.
Now y'all can mingle and talk, right?
Yeah.
6 minutes to go, please.
Listen to Chuck.
We all had to put trash cans through the paper away.
Oh.
Getting outside so James will stop getting my feet.
Come on, Skyler. Let's see who's tipsy. One little piggy. This little piggy went to market.
What? Yeah, cemetery. You better not say it. You better show up.
Oh, I told him
He got
9:30
Friday every day.
the day.
Yeah, that's at 6
You know,
o'clock.
it's Friday night.
6 o'clock all evening.
Kids.
They got all that. All we had to do was show up.
Only son you got off.
Died again.
Hey, bring it over here, Chris.
We leave about 4 o'clock in the morning. We leave about 1 hour.
Oh, in the morning?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
And then from Douglas,
Who you getting?
go to Brunswick. So we'll stay in Brunswick all night, then we have to leave in the morning back. So I'm not looking forward to all the driving. As long as it's not that off.
You bet.
I don't think it costs for the church.
Yeah.
I'll double cost me for it.
I think it's gonna be short next year.
Brother Phil.
Sweet.
Oh, Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
We have a session. Come here. David, I'll do. We gotta go camping.
It's the rooster. Want to see the angels too? They're cute.
The angels.
Little half-naked angel.
What you got?
A little $5 gift. That's where she's going. She like that best.
She likes to smell you.
So what you got?
A pretty berry bag.
That's fresh from me. I got that. You like it?
The game like this.
Do you want Christopher too, or you?
We told him. I know more than
I got a Billy Queen.
Good. Chuck, that's good.
No, I get heartburn, but you didn't trust me.
you gonna have a head in that.
Yeah, I heard that nasty one. How did she spell it?
There was a lot.
You just shortcut yours. You just got L-O-R-I.
That's not a stamp right there.
It was that last name that was kind of hard to remember.
Well, Chuck, did he know what we bought? I just bought it tonight. No, I didn't know.
And I'll tell you why they nice. And I'll tell you why they nice.
Why?
On a bad thunderstorm.
Yeah. And they were like, no, you're not church family. You need that accountability. If you don't spend time around godly people who are not just your age, but other ages too.
Y'all right around the corner now.
We talking 10.
I don't like a 10.
You sleep on the ground?
Yeah. Even with the bad.
Anybody got any lipstick on to be getting the picture taken? Yeah, it's good to meet you. Church, I know who you are.
You got to sit.
Now you got to be opening up the candy now. Be ready for it. Come on. We'll get up here and sit by my husband so we can get some.
Where my Snickers at?
Those were your Snickers. That was bad.
Where my Snickers at?
Hang on, let me take the candy out.
No, never mind. I don't want to stand now.
Where's my Snickers?
Lonnie, on the other hand, when he goes
He
camping, he
did me
carries a
wrong.
table, a stove, he buys brings a refrigerator with him.
You did me wrong.
I'm like,
You did me wrong.
fire,
Oh, he's being sweet. Sure.
fish and pole, make some beans.
You're all using strength.
Very sweet. You just said, they're mine.
Make sure you're right there. Let's go plug. Come on in the house, man. Welcome.
Everybody seems to be getting lost.
We
Yeah.
Anyway, we can still.
They got engaged then, and they just.
Well, actually, once you start running around and everything, you're all right. Until you're waiting to play that's a word.
And what happened? What they felt?
It's made out of, there's 3 different kind of powers.
That's what I'm trying to get.
You got up laughing.
Well, we got to go through something else. How'd it feel?
out here, show's over.
How'd it feel?
I was say Robbie and Lauren
No, I'll
got
tell you
us
what,
blocked in.
the brown band is ours. Sunday morning, you pick your truck up.